and you know, Ovi broke his leg and still broke the record. It was just
Yeah,
it was the
nuts.
craziest year for all that. But I mean,
he can't go an episode without mentioning that. We could be talking about.
he is the greatest goal scorer in the history of the NHL. Cookie, I will talk about him until I'm
We
dead.
could be interviewing someone about multiple sclerosis, and John will bring up, "Hey, did you see when Ovi broke the record with a broken leg?"
Yep, not with a broken leg. He was healed, but it was incredible. And you're just jealous because, well, you're from Dallas. We are back with the All Angles podcast. It is for the Friday Sports Edition, and someone we have with us today is someone I thought of a while back getting on here, and then just when we interviewed Tanner Mortensen recently, found out that not only is a person that runs Wish Cup, someone I have known about for a while, but it's a person who does phenomenal work in video and doing things like that. So obviously it's someone that piqued my interest. But we'll get into Wish Cup. But this is Kobe. Is it Collier? How do you say your last name?
Yeah, Collier.
Collier? I didn't know if you wanted to kick the French kick off on it and make it Collier or something fancy.
No.
But Wish Cup is a tournament we're going to get into in a little bit here. And Colby is linked up with some of the biggest names in the inline world. I know I just learned that he actually coaches ice hockey as well, based out of Nashville. And which is the new hotspot. And let me tell you, it sounds a lot better than DC right now. But so Colby, we're real excited to have you on here, especially with learning more about what the Wish Cup is and kind of give you a little rundown on how we do things here. Is like I've known what Wish Cup was for a bit, didn't quite know the parameters of it. Cookie is actually just learning about Wish Cup.
Yeah.
And the way we like to go into these things is we don't do any research. We want to learn from the people themselves involved. So, but to see what I remember when I think I remember the year you had kind of started Wish Cup out to seeing where it is now. It's talk about a huge spike in growth.
Yeah, it's honestly it just started as like a passion project for my wife and I. Long story short, my son's a Wish kid. The Preds granted his wish. I think it was the 18-19 season. So like. After that ended, we were looking for something to kind of keep him involved and to be able to donate back to the chapter that granted his wish. Most people don't know, like whatever like a kid wishes for, a lot of times there's a cost associated with that. So the average cost of granting a kid's wish, whether that's, they want to go to Disney World or they want to have this cool experience with, Gordon Ramsay or whoever it is, the cost associated with that over the board is about $10,000 per kid to have a wish granted. So we were looking for something to be able to keep ourselves involved and be able to give back to the chapter that granted his wish. So we're like, why don't we just throw a hockey tournament? So we did. It started out, we do 2 events a year usually. I think the first ice event that we had 4 teams. And the first inline tournament that we did had 9 teams. And, fast forward to now, this is year 6. We just completed our roller event, which had almost 150 teams. And then our ice event had somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 teams.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Far more. So this might be an ignorant question. I guess it's something I never really thought. Usually for these Wish kids, where does the money come from when they do these things? Like there's obviously the average cost. Where does that money usually? I mean, I would hope and assume it doesn't come from the kid's family.
No. The family is not charged, $1 for anything. Whether it's, you see a popular destination for travel for Wish kids is like, I want to go to Disney or I want to go to the beach or somewhere like that. The family has 0 expenses associated with whatever wish that is. So the fundraising and building that bank that pays for those wishes is up to each chapter. So each chapter is constantly fundraising. And then the chapter that Asher's with is Middle Tennessee here in Nashville. They do events like workout for wishes or golf for wishes or magical night of wishes at the zoo. Just, all sorts of different things that are fundraisers that help grant those kids' wishes.
Oh, okay. So that makes it definitely easy. I mean, you think families going through so much, the last thing they want to do is fork this over just to,
Yeah.
especially with the cost of healthcare
Yeah.
in this country as it is. So, but before we get into more about the Wish Cup, I mean, obviously, it's funny when you responded to my email, I saw it was the MD Media thing, and I've been seeing that name around for years. I saw a lot of the work that you did with Johnny Schiavo, which is a mutual connection, someone you're really close with.
Yeah.
When I was first starting to do video and photos seriously, he was like one of the first guys I kind of reached out to because I was based in that area and was able to do some stuff with him. But how'd you get into the whole photo and video thing? I mean, your work is incredible. Super clean, super professional as far as all of that kind of stuff. I mean, where'd you dive into that?
You know, honestly, it started when I was playing beer league, and I just I would stick like a GoPro up and make edits of the guy's goals. So like, you know, you see something, guy dangles, somebody angles top shelf. Like I'd, throw an edit on it, put music on it, and like some of them went wild. And I was like, well, this is fun. So then I bought my first, like point and shoot Sony camera. I think it was like an A6000 or 6300. Probably 7-8 years ago, and John, I think, was playing in Huntsville at the time in the SP, and he and I got connected. I rode down there one day, and then like we just filmed a bunch of trick shot videos outside of the rink that they had there. Some of them went wild, and he actually blew up my GoPro that day. Like he sauced a green biscuit across this like huge pond thing. And I knew it. Like, the second he shot it, I was like, this is not going to be good. And just blew the lens right off of it. And then really it just kind of snowballed from there. Like, I started reaching out to some of these influencers like John. Like, I reached out to Barber. I was like, hey, like, let's get together and shoot. So, flew to Toronto on my dime, shot with him, handed over the footage to him, let him use whatever he wanted, and I used whatever was left, and then it just kind of grew from there. It's like we've been to Spain, to Toronto, to Banff, like to all these really fun places that is like work, but it's getting to do really cool things with cool people, and just really took off from there.
I definitely want to talk more about Wish Cup here in a minute, but let's back up just a bit. I mean, John and I being hockey guys, obviously you being a hockey guy. What is your hockey background?
I don't have one.
No?
No. So I grew up in East Tennessee, like an hour past Knoxville, and there's no hockey there. There's no street hockey, no ice at all. We moved to Nashville 12-ish years ago. I started playing here and literally play, 3-4 days a week since then. And then when my son started growing up in the sport here, he started the mite program. Really, he was too little to start. He was like a termite.
Yeah.
And then I was, like a dad helping on the ice coach there. And they had a need for that birth year for somebody to coach. And I've just been, that group of kids has been together for, I think this is their 5th year, at the same rink, same program. And I've just been with them the whole time, been coaching them, and it's a blast.
That's fun to be able to keep a group together like that. It doesn't happen these days.
No, it's a lot of parents look for like the new thing, the best program, the hot thing in town, and like just if they would understand like the longer these kids train together, the longer they're together, the better that they're gonna be because they're so familiar with each other, and it's just gonna it shows.
No, too much money
it's fun
for that. Way too much money involved for all that kind of common sense. What are you talking
Man, that's great. It's funny. So were you part of the whole just growth of hockey because of the Predators?
Yeah, so when the Preds had their cup run, youth hockey just blew up in Nashville.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate to get in. There's not a ton of like different organizations within Nashville. But we were very fortunate to get in kind of at the ground level with the Nashville Warriors. Martin Erat, the former Pred, started that program with some other coaches, and I think Asher started there when he was 6, so really he was too young to even be in a mite program. 5 or 6, and then he's going into his 5th year out there, and it's a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah, I grew up in Texas, in the Dallas area, and I started playing in. I mean, I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and say I'm quite a bit older than you. Grew up playing, started in 1979. It was a similar scenario. I was 20 years playing in Dallas before the Stars came and won their cup too, and as soon as that happened, things exploded. The problem is there was no one around to pull the reins back a little bit, and it's gotten completely out of control. And and I know that's the case a lot of places. But anyway,
I'm sure you've seen the news articles coming up about the Dallas Stars program.
Yeah. Oh yeah, from the state of play to all that. It's just not been great PR for that area lately.
No, not at all.
I know Cliff because we coached together down there, and that was kind of the that was like the whole thing down there, and it was just it's been a pot boiling for quite some time, so you're just kind of waiting for the lid to pop off on all that. But is the rink you play, is that where the twin rinks are? The two, what are there, 2 or 3 rinks down there? Is the Predators practice facility?
So they have the Preds have 2 rinks, Ford Ice Center, 2 sheets each. Centennial is 2 sheets, and then that's where the Preds play. And then we actually play out of Nolensville, which is a privately owned rink. So it's not like there's no, it's not booked all day with like your freestyle sessions or your morning pickups or anything like that. It's literally a rink for the players. So it's
nice.
Built around their schedule.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been out to Nashville one time to do a video thing for Can-Am when they did a big tournament out there at the Ford Center. Yeah. And pretty cool place, but even better was just being able to go around Nashville. And Nashville's such a cool place to do all your B-roll. Like you're never short on B-roll being out there. And it was it's a cool town, and it does not come without its stories of drunk idiots trying to mess with you when you're walking around down there. And
hey, on that note, the ACHA, we now hold our league meetings there in the spring. You want to talk about drunk idiots? Get a bunch of ACHA college hockey coaches together. Yeah,
great. Nashville's great. When literally when COVID shut everything down, it was like the middle of March. I got some of my buddies texting them like, "Hey, we should go do this right now." So we assembled, we put 2 goalies, full goalie gear. Bonesy is one of the Preds e-bugs. We went down to Broadway.
Oh no!
Took our gear, inline skates, everything. Put them in goalie gear, and then played a game on the Pedestrian Bridge. And it was a ghost town, but it was one of the funnest things I've ever done.
That had to be. I mean, I would have killed to shoot that.
Oh, it's epic.
Yeah. Oh, it was a blast. I'll find some pictures and send them to you.
That's
that's awesome. Because when I was down there, I flew in and then rented a car because I was there for 3 days. But the days I went, I would always park at the parking lot by the football stadium and walk across the bridge.
Yeah, that was the bridge I'm talking about, the pedestrian bridge.
That's a sight right there over the river and everything. Man, I'm so jealous right now.
That's unreal.
It was a blast.
Get back briefly to, well, not briefly, but to the Wish Cup, and I guess more of the logistical side of things and how the partnership with the Make-A-Wish chapter there, kind of what went into that, and how, was there any challenge in them getting on board, or was it pretty simple process for we like this idea, let's move forward?
Well, it's been ever evolving. So when we started it, we didn't know what it was going to be. Honestly, I still don't know what it's going to be.
Sure.
So I just reached out to our contact there. I said, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. Are you guys interested in being on board? How do you feel about it? And we just really, the tournaments, the 2 tournaments that we ran year 1, they were 1-day events. They were over with in 5 or 6 hours. So, and then, we turned around and donated a check to them. I don't even remember what it was, 8-10 grand, something like that. And then the next year,
that's pretty great for 5 to 6 hours. That's really that's a really good donation there.
Yeah.
Well, anytime something comes up, I'm an idea guy. I have a group text with our board and then some of my buddies. I'm like, hey, what do you think about doing this? Or what do you think about this? And then they'll most of the time tell me this is stupid, or don't waste your time on this. but yeah, it's just ever evolving, and then they've been great partners to work with. We actually have a sit down meeting with their CEO in what days? Like in like 2 weeks to discuss like what we're thinking for 2026. So it's just like they've been great to work with.
That's awesome. John and I not knowing quite literally anything about it other than what we see on the news and, John Cena doing a million Make-A-Wish things and all that kind of stuff. But,
Yeah.
how different are the chapters? And I guess the real question there is there thoughts of expansion to other, in particular, NHL markets where you might have even more backing, kind of like you would there in Nashville?
We've thought about it. To this point, we haven't reached out to any other chapters. But for 26, we're looking at running. Generally, we just do one event per year, like one roller and one ice. But we're looking at adding some stuff to our schedule for 2026. So reaching out to those chapters and seeing kind of what they would be interested in doing with us is something that we're looking forward to doing, because like you see, I think the Ducks did one recently, the Wings did one. Like they'll bring these kids on that are just huge super fans and sign them to a contract for a day, which is exactly what my son did. So like just involving them or extending that branch out to see if they're interested in doing it. Like, I mean, the worst they can say is no. Like it's kind of like a win-win for both of us.
You said you had, what did you say, you had 150 teams or something like that in your roller one?
Yeah, the roller one is our big one by far. Mm-hmm. We had 150, close to 150 teams this past year, and just the logistics of the venue that we held at this past year, I guarantee you we probably turned away 25 or 30 teams. Wow. Like leading up to it. We're working on fixing that for this coming year, but I wouldn't be shocked to see us crack 200, 225, something like that.
There goes my next question about, is there a need in other markets? Because we do that too every year. Like every year we have like a Make-A-Wish kid that comes sit on the bench for warm-ups for the Capitals. And like Ovi and all those guys will come up to the kid, and it's like the kid just, it's a pretty crazy. I can't imagine being 5, 6, 10, 12 years old.
It's nuts.
Alex Ovechkin comes up, and there's Tom Wilson, Ovechkin, all these guys come up to give me a fist bump on the bench. It's like, holy cow. And so there's like these hockey markets, like they definitely, the kids want to be a part of the hockey, which is super exciting to see, being in the game literally my entire life. Yeah. So, and I know, are you finding a lot of places that are starting to, because roller hockey's growing.
Oh, for sure.
It's growing quietly. But there's like the Capitals, I think, just built or just put in money to build 2 new inline rinks, like full-size NHL inline rinks around here. 2 new sheets, yeah. And at these different parks, and like they got the nice courts down. They're not just like concrete rinks or anything like that. So, they're starting to put money in it. It's just not... It's honestly surprising you don't hear about it more with how much it's growing. It would be cool. It would be cool to see it kind of popping up in the NHL, jumping in to help you out, because you took something nobody else was doing, and I guess being close to the situation is quite the motivating factor. So, but I guess you said you don't come from a hockey background or anything like that. So were you already starting to play yourself, and then you said, "Oh, I want to do this tournament," or?
Yeah, I had been playing for a number of years, being in Nashville, and like my son is like, hockey is just all he thinks about. And we were, yeah, I'm not even joking. I'll send you some pictures of our back. Like we have a rink, like a 30 by 40 rink in our backyard, and the kids will play out there like until we make them come in every night. It's nuts.
Who's harder to get off the rink, Shavo or your kid?
Probably
the fact that you're having to think about that is
probably my kid, because he doesn't listen to me most of the time.
That's great. Can you, again, our ignorance is showing rapidly here, but that's why we do this, to learn. Talk about the Make-A-Wish Foundation itself a bit, and again, all we kind of hear about from the outside are what they do for the kids as far as granting the wishes. Is there more to it than that? Are they donating to research and doing things like that, or is their focus primarily on, creating these moments?
I think their focus is about creating these moments. Like we've had this sounds like such a pun, but it's been something that's like used in our house, and it's the phrase that wishes change lives.
Yep.
So like you take a kid that like is terminally ill, and you give them an experience of the lifetime. Like that's what they're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Like we have a book from Asher's Wish that was given to us, I think, by like the Predators Foundation, that just has like photos of like the whole experience. And he pulls it off, like he's 10 now, and he pulls it off that was when he was 4 or 5 maybe. He pulls it off the shelf and looks at it all the time, talks about it. We had like during his wish, like he sat on the bench towards the end of practice, and then he went on the ice, and Philip Forsberg was like one of the guys that like took him off the bench and like went and skated with him for 30-40 minutes or so.
That's so cool.
He
that's awesome.
like Ash was really young then. He was 4 or 5, so he doesn't remember like everything about it, but he can see these pictures and it jogs his memory. And like full circle moment for us, last year, like we were deep in planning for the Wish Cup. The Preds weren't having a super great season. I don't think they even made the playoffs last year.
No.
We run,
which is crazy because they had one of the best off seasons
Yeah.
I've seen in years, and
right on paper they're
Yeah.
just like they're the winner on paper.
yeah.
But like we run this all-star game as like a big draw for our event. So like we bring all these influencers, these pro players, and long story short, like we had just put out our rosters for that event, and Forsberg texted me and he was like, "Hey, like is this something I can join? Like I'm available. Like we're not going overseas this summer. Can I do this?" And I'm like,
Duh.
"Are you joking? Like absolutely. like call me and like let's get this set up."
Yeah.
So like we got him dialed in there. He comes out and plays in the All-Star game, and like you could see the wheels turning with Ash. Like he just remembered all of it, and we put Asher out there in the shootout for one of them, and it was just like an awesome moment that just brings everything back together.
Yeah, I saw the videos where you had like Swaggy P out there. Obviously, Chavo's a massive name in roller hockey, which is it's cool that you have a great friendship with him, because if there's anybody that's going to bring in top roller guys, it's him. And then like obviously, like you said, you had God, you just said his name. Oh, Pavel Barber right there.
Yeah.
Which I think was one of the first guys kind of doing these things.
Yeah, he was. He's been in it a long time.
Yeah, and an unreal talent. And then you see all these other guys. Like some of these guys were down at the NHL All-Star Game.
Yeah.
Doing their kind of thing. And Swaggy P cracks me up. I told Cookie he came to a Capitals game and did his thing between periods a couple years back. And my spot for Capitals games is at the other end. He didn't even shoot on the end I was on, but I was just getting shots from the other end. And like I just edited pictures real quick and texted them to him. And like I never realized, like especially for these social media influencers, like the hustle they have inside of them. Because I texted him the pictures. And he's like, "Hey man, these are awesome. Is there any way you could throw these into a GIF so I can post them online?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll get it done for you." But we got the third period about to start. And he's like, "All right, cool." Third period ended. I wasn't even back to the photo room. He's like, "Hey, any chance you got that done?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna need till tomorrow. I got cameras in the rafters. I gotta go get. Like, I got a bunch of stuff to do here still. And I was talking to Johnny about it, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, man." He goes, "That guy." He goes, "The moment his eyes open in the morning, he's working." Yeah. And I'm just like, a lot of people think it's like, I'm going to go out, skate around, have some fun. I'm going to post stuff online and I'm going to go viral. But like the stuff they're doing, and I guess the planning, you never think about the planning. I think.
Yeah, it's just a grind.
Yeah. I mean, Swaggy P's got a video of him skating down the Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah.
The strip down there, skating down the middle of the road, stick handling with everybody crossing the street and stuff like that. And I'm just like, at first I was like, well, that's not even real. And it's absolutely real. Everyone's watching him. A lot of people probably get pissed off he's in the middle of the road, but it's a cool thing. And like I remember seeing the tournaments, and I've always seen the growth. I didn't know they're going off as big as they are. So I mean, getting these big name guys down there. I mean, is it pretty much, are they scheduling their year around coming down to your tournaments?
Yes and no. Like it's great because if you rewind to like when I was doing just the influencer content, Like, I flew to Vermont, shot with Swaggy, shot with Barber, Shavo, the On the Bench guys in Calgary. Like, I have a relationship with all these guys. It's not just this business reaching out to this name on a paper or number on a phone reaching out to you. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm doing. Are you guys interested in coming? And like, it's every year. It's like, yes, yes, yes. They're all like, we take care of them and make sure that they're coming and having a good time. And they're the first ones that we want to invite back.
That's awesome. They all look super involved. They look like they're always having a blast.
Yeah.
At these things. And Tanner told us a funny story because he's got the big mustache now. One of the kids thought he was Forsberg.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to ride him on that one.
Yeah. Well, this is the funny thing. He goes, I'm the mustache guy or the Canadian guy. Now, so when he was talking about it, and he's the one that kind of gave us a little bit more information on it. And his story is pretty incredible. That me and Cookie thought we were going to talk to him just about like skating in cool places, and just to find out his journey through everything was a pretty awesome thing. It just goes to show. I mean, these people, while we look at them and it looks like they're out there just having fun, I mean, they got a life they're following up on.
Oh, for sure. I texted him after I watched that episode. I was like, man, I had no idea. Like, we've hung out multiple times. He's been to the tournament, and I had no clue.
Yeah.
Typical hockey guy, man. He's just a humble dude. Just wants to stay in the game and play.
Yeah.
You know. So.
So I did. I mean, we don't, like John said, we don't do a ton of research because we want to hear direct from the source. I did take a quick peek at your website. Main thing I was looking for was the kind of support you're getting to put these events on, and a good amount of sponsors. It looked like. Obviously, you're like all of us. I mean, hell, my college team, we do this. We're always looking for more, the more, because that's just good support, not only for the event we're putting on, but for the, whatever your cause is. In your case, Make-A-Wish Foundation. But how much support are you getting locally? I guess, and having grown up with family that has run ice rinks and managed rinks and done all that all these years, how good has the support been locally with providing the space for you, or is it just, hey, you're another tournament, we're charging you what we normally would? Or are they being really good about it because of what you're doing?
I'm going to answer that in two parts. One, the community that we have around us is unbelievable. Like, these events don't happen without, like, all the family, all the friends, all the workers that show up. Our entire staff are all volunteers outside of, like, game day staff. Like, we pay our refs, our scorekeepers, things like that. Everybody else that comes and helps at the event or works at the event, we're all volunteers. So like, there's no incentive or for us to make it bigger and better or anything like that, other than like increasing our donation. The past 3-4 years, our event has been held in Hendersonville, which is like a suburb just a little bit north of Nashville.
Yep.
We've been in talks with the Preds about can we host this at Ford Ice Center? Like, is it something you guys would be interested in? And like, that's a big undertaking for us, not only in logistics, but like in a cost perspective, because we have to bring in our own tile, and it's just another layer to making this
the
bigger.
obvious answer there is you would prefer that money just goes to the foundation.
Absolutely.
You don't want to have to use that money to buy things that if you were in the right location you wouldn't have to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. So like, we're deep in talks with Ford Ice and with the Preds now. So we're hoping that we'll be able to announce something for 26 soon. But the community, like just around Nashville, like the hockey community is great by itself. But like the community that we have around us, the community that we have in Nashville, there is zero chance that the Wish Cup would be what it is today without those people.
I mean, it's a pretty easy thing for people to invest emotionally, especially when it comes to something like this. Our last episode we had was with a guy who runs a pediatric cancer foundation where they raise money for scholarships for kids who make it through having pediatric cancer, and he's got a documentary film that comes out really soon. Someone we actually both know in the real world.
Yeah, he's our
Nice.
PA announcer for our Drew University here for our games, and hosts our coach show, and he's become a really good friend. And he and his wife have the Snowdrop Foundation, which is all about, fundraising for pediatric cancer research, and they give scholarships to pediatric cancer patients, college scholarships. So
Very cool.
yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Like, I met the guy randomly at a film festival here in Virginia, and so it was just kind of a funny thing that Cliff knew him as well. So, just when you get invested in something like this, I mean, you obviously going through it as a parent. The guy we talked to the other day, Kevin Klein, I mean, he went through it just as when he was working for a radio station and met somebody who was battling it and just kind of became attached to a situation like that. I mean, do you feel like a lot of people, because they know you, or do you have a lot of people that get involved because they're directly affected by it as well, or people getting involved just because like the care in the community is that deep?
Man, it's all of the above. Like, Asher's a kid that's just so easy to get attached to. So like the people that he's with the Nashville Warriors, like the parents that see him, like they're all great friends with us, and they all get involved. And then like when I pitch those ideas, it's there's zero convincing any of them. Like if we throw out, hey, let's go to California and run a tournament, or hey, what do you think about doing XYZ during the tournament? They're like, sign us up. How do we help? Like, there's zero question involved with it. They just show up and do whatever it is we ask. You
sending Asher in to do all your business to business sales and having
yeah,
going
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, he'll come out 10 seconds later with just a stack of cash, and
it's like
said, just take it.
It's like our players are our best recruiters. Asher's your best salesman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Cookie comes from a team where they only got 3 Americans on the whole team, and the rest of them are
2
Canadians. Oh, 2 Americans. The rest of them are Canadians. Most of them from the same league.
Yeah.
So, but before, what were you doing? So what were you doing before Wish Cup? I mean, obviously you got your son, you're married. I mean, you're living this life, and you're just getting involved in hockey probably at the time. So what was the life before you said, all right, well, we're going to make this humongous change?
Man, so I'm involved in too many things. Being honest. Like, day job, I work as a network engineer for like a managed service provider. I do all the content stuff on the side. I do all the Wish Cup stuff on the side. And then I coach too. So there's not too much downtime. My downtime was ended, 2.5 weeks ago or so when our season started. So
does your wife remember who you are when you come home? I mean,
yeah, well, I drag her into pretty much everything that we do, and she's right there with me.
Well, I'm sure it's not dragging when it comes to this kind of stuff, but that's
the hockey mom. She's on.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true too, man. I mean, it's super involved and everything like that. So now with what times of year? Obviously, I would assume you have your ice hockey tournament. You're doing that during the hockey season, or is that something you wait till season's over so teams are more available?
We've always done it during summer. And the reason that we do it is because, like, Nashville has a big hockey community, but you have all these kids that, play on separate teams throughout the year. They can create their own team and come and play in the summer, and it's not bound by, oh, well, like, I'm a part of this organization, like, we can't play, like, we only play against you guys. They get to play with their friends during summer, and it's before the season starts, a good warm-up, and they can just bring whoever they want and play.
Well, I guess that sort of answers a question I've been thinking about the whole time. Like, just the tournament itself, I guess because of how John talked about it and Tanner the other day talking about it, I guess I thought it was basically an adult tournament, but it's not at all. It's all ages?
It is. It's all ages. So when we started, it was adult only. And then I think it wasn't until year 3 that we added youth. And oh man, here's a great story for you. We played, Bethel used to have an inline team, and our year 3, like, we were at Bethel University. So it's one sheet indoor facility. I think the youngest age group that we had was 10U. Like, and I wasn't going to tell Ash no that he couldn't play, but he was probably like 6 or 7 at the time. So, like, it was all his buddies, ranging in, ages from 2012 all the way down to, like, 2017. So, like, we had 5-year gap of age kids playing in a 10U tournament. And they got smoked, but they didn't care. They had an absolute blast. So that was our first year adding youth teams, and then the next year, like, it grew, and then now we have 6U all the way up through pro, all adult divisions, and it's just, if you play hockey, there's a spot for you in a division.
I love the fact, John, that he got involved in hockey later in life, but he is talking the talk, because when it comes to talking about how old someone is, it's all about birth years. It's not about
yeah. There you
Well,
go.
especially like when we were coming up playing. I mean, it was Mite, Squirt, Pee Wee, Bantam, Midget.
Now it's purely birth years.
And now it's
Oh, yeah.
birth years. Like they said, for the longest time, I was just like, I have no idea what that means. Like I don't remember how old I was when I was in Bantams, but
Yeah.
it's a cool thing. And you know what's funny is I've always told this to people. I've always when there's people who are adults when they start playing hockey, I have so much respect for that, because
Yeah.
like Cookie and I can attest this. We've been hurt every which way playing
And
hockey
I
growing
don't know
up.
about John. I was on the ice when I was 3 years old. So
I was 2. Yeah, I was 2 years old, and then started playing hockey when I was 3. And so like you learn when you're a kid, it's reckless abandon.
yeah.
You know, like I was 2 years old pushing a Cookie Monster chair around the Utica Odd, and I thought the Zamboni was coming back out, and I smacked my face on the ice.
Needs that chair, by the way.
I'm still tall enough for that chair. You know, and I was bleeding like crazy, and my mom said I wanted to stay out on the ice. So it's like, you know, the old adage is like, well, I guess he's made for hockey if he wants to bleed and stay on the ice. But like, you know, as an adult, I mean, numerous concussion problems, like stitches galore, broken bones. And so now it's like I'll play adult league now, or even when I'm just coaching, skating around, I'm like, I don't want to take this turn too hard. I'm going to eat it and I'm going to be dead. And here's people that are full adults and they're just learning to skate for the first time. And I just think, like, you know what it's like to get hurt. And now you're going to go do something. You have to learn a whole new mode of transportation. And I watch it and I'm just like, that dude's so brave.
Yeah.
Like, and people will be like, oh, look at him, he can't skate. I'm like, that guy out there is risking his life right now.
There you go.
And-
We're actually adding a new division to our roller this year.
Mhm.
Like, we have like a club division, so it's supposed to be like your beginner players. But you know, like these tournaments, like all these guys play down. They want to play with their buddies. They
Yeah.
want to go win. So like we created a rookie only division for adults, and like you have to actually apply to enter that division. So like we're trying to make it those guys that just started playing a year ago or just started skating, so like they have a place where they can go compete and have fun.
There was when I was coaching in Missoula, Montana, there's a huge adult league tournament there every year, and to combat that whole process, they basically didn't care kind of what levels everybody was at, because you'd have guys that played high level college hockey, even pros playing with C leaguers. But and I got to find out how they did this. It was great, but they found a way to separate by using certain color tape on their helmets. And if you had that color tape, you had certain restrictions during the game. And you know, you were limited on how many times you were allowed to score. You couldn't take slap shots if you were one of those high level guys. It was actually really good, and it made things very balanced and fun, and everybody had a blast. It didn't turn into a bunch of, you know, guys trying to win the Stanley Cup playing against a bunch of guys that barely stick up. It worked out well.
That's awesome.
It's like those softball leagues where you're only allowed to hit like 1 home run per inning.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, because there's just people just sending nukes like 700 feet in the air. But that's actually pretty cool. That's a pretty cool idea. But
I got to figure out what they did there. I never played it. I just go watch. I'd go watch and drink beer because the beer was flowing at that thing.
But that's just like one of those cool things, though, because I mean, the one recurring thing we keep hearing about, everyone they go and they have fun.
It's fun.
They have fun. The cause is amazing, but like we've all played in charity tournaments where there's still heroes and kids that think the NHL teams are there recruiting, and
They're not.
And it's no, yeah.
Oh.
It's funny. My whole satisfaction is being 46 years old and the 18-year-old kid still can't get around me when I'm playing D. I'm like, hell yeah. Like that's my success for the day. I don't even shoot the puck.
I can't claim that at 49 anymore. They're all getting around my fat ass.
Well, I mean, I don't shoot the puck because I don't know where it's going. I'm like Fulton Reed out there, man. Someone's gonna get hurt. But you know, you end up with that kind of stuff. So the level of fun that these guys are coming to do, and then it's really like a star-studded thing because you got guys like Nasher in this tournament. You got Swaggy P. You got Pavel Barber. These guys, massive YouTube stars. I mean, Nasher's all over. Anytime there's a release of a new NHL video game, it's him.
Yeah.
And talking about it. And it's like, these are all people everybody knows. And then I started seeing them pop up at your tournament. And so, I mean, what was the initial contact? Did you reach out to them and say, hey, we got this cool tournament? Or did they start reaching out to you being like, hey, this looks cool. Can we be a part of it?
No, so the All Star Game, we've done 3 of them. So 3 years ago, I was talking to my wife. I was like, we've got to do something to stand out. Like we're just, any run of the mill tournament. Like the charity aspect of it is great, but I want kids to see this and be like, hey, like we missed this. Like as soon as this opens next year, I want to register for it. So I was like, I pitched it to our board. I was like, let's run this All-Star Game. I was like, yeah, we're going to have to pay money to like bring some of these guys in. Like we're going to fly them in, whatever it looks like. If we lose money on it, like I'll be the first to say like it was a terrible idea. We'll never do it again. And I'm telling you, like we brought them in and it just blew up. Like the social impressions, we were like our account's at like 11 or 12K now. We were probably half of that when we started this, and like we hit over 1 million impressions just in that 7-day period that we ran that tournament. And like I knew right then, like we'd found something.
What's funny is you say that when I went to your Instagram the other day, I honestly I expected it to be in like the hundreds of thousands just because of like the amount of times I see it popping up in my feed. And I'm not an inline guy, you know what I mean? I'll be the first one to say it's like I love getting out there in inline skates and shooting around, and I'd play in a game here and there when I could, but like I suck at inline hockey just because like the technique is so different.
So different.
Yeah.
And so you start watching that kind of stuff, but it's like the guys you get out there, and it's just a cool thing. Like even the video we did to start off Tanner's thing, it was Swaggy P watching him take a shot on goal, and was like, and you have all these people out there with their media teams. I mean, they're all just sharing it out and stuff. So I mean, when do you do the roller tournament in the summer as well? I mean, Nashville is a unforgiving place in the summer.
It is. It's usually it usually starts that last couple of days, like whatever that last weekend is in May, and runs for about 7 days, 7-8 days.
So we need to make sure that the Capitals don't make the playoffs, so I can make sure I make it out for this.
I think you're good there.
Hey man, Ovi's still playing. We still got a shot. So.
So, any thoughts? Because I'm looking at my other screen right now because I was looking something up. Any thoughts moving forward, in particular for the All-Star Game? Because I do think that's such a great event and can bring a lot of eyeballs. Of doing like a broadcast of it at some point, whether it's on YouTube or something like that, to keep it within the social platform and not try and go, unless ESPN or somebody wants to pick it up. But I mean, I personally would say keep it within the social media realm.
I don't know if this is why Cookie's asking, but I know 2 guys that would be happy to come out and do that for you, and you're talking to them right now.
So this past year, we brought out a company called RollerHockey.tv. Mm-hmm. They live streamed all of the pro games and all of the all-star stuff.
Okay.
I'm always trying to, like, one-up myself is not the right term. Like, I'm always trying to make it something where kids want to be there and want to watch it. So, like, I have no idea what the format for the All-Star Game is or for the skills or any of that this year. I have so many ideas that are, like, running through my head that I've got to get on paper, and then I've got to get our board to actually approve them. But it's something that, like, I'm so excited about planning. As soon as we nail down like what our venue and what our timeline looks like, I cannot wait to dive in to start planning that and like start getting some of these guys that we want there locked in. I'd love to have, like Swaggy P, Barber, Chavo, like that core group back again. But I really want to dive in and have more guys that are in that NHL space come and play. Because like guys like Forsberg, like Elvis Merzlikins, like those guys play roller over the summer. They love it. Like, why not showcase it here? Like, let them come and have some fun and put more eyes on the roller community and like what we're trying to do.
I don't think Elvis would like to know that I work for the Capitals after his incident with Wilson a couple years back when they won an OT and someone got a picture. It was in Columbus. Someone got a picture where they're all chirping them after the goal, like the whole team, and they're all looking back chirping them, and I'm just like, oh boy. But yeah, I didn't even know. I knew Forsberg played a little bit of roller. That's cool, and
That's a good point, man. Like, because they have these tournaments in the summer. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the shoulder check one.
Yeah.
They do up in Connecticut, and I actually used to live right across the street from that rink when I lived up there. It's funny. It's the town's rink, but there's tons of seating. It was one of the original like homes for the Connecticut Whale and the PWHL, or it was called the NWHL at the time.
Yeah.
And it's ugly as sin inside because it's all yellow. I mean, bright yellow everywhere. But they do a pretty good thing for the shoulder check thing there, and they get. I mean, every player is a pro, and from that and a lot of them are from that area. I guess one of the challenges is like how many guys stay in the area or are even close to the area to be able to make it out for something like this in the summer.
Yeah, that's the tough part of it, and planning it is the tough part too, because if you have a team that goes in a deep cup run, like they're still playing during that.
Yeah.
John, you talked about how ugly that rink was. I'm at my other screen. I found that roller hockey TV. I'm watching one of the games. What game is this? Oh, it's the Pro Championship #2, top shelf versus #1, best shift. And
it's Johnny's team, best shift.
This arena and setup looks sick.
Yeah,
it looks so cool.
Oh yeah, for that one, the Stamford rink is the one I said it was ugly.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're saying that other one's. I said that's where I was going with this. This one is definitely not that. This is beautiful.
I mean, well, that's the thing is like with roller getting so big right now. There's so many, even just things for inline that are just they look awesome. They look like there was such cool places to host something. It's insane what YouTube has done for Nasher. He built his own rink.
Yep.
which is insane in itself. Yeah, I mean, so you got the planning. Obviously, your tournaments end. Did you have the ice tournament this summer already? Did that just end? Or
we did. It ended. I think it was like July 18 through 20 or something like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, that's a perfect time to do it in Nashville. Get into the ranking, get out from the doorstep of hell that is the summer in Nashville. Out there, when I was out there. Luckily, it was like a February tournament or something like that. So I was actually, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty chilly when I was down there. So, but you said you were looking to expand and stuff. I mean, you probably were looking at some different cities, other places. Like I know Buffalo's got a pretty great setup for a lot of stuff they do, and it's a hockey town with the exception of the NHL team. And you have. I don't know. I feel so bad for Buffalo, man. What a hockey town, and just their poor Sabres, man. It's just brutal. But what about adding other versions of hockey? I mean, have you looked into, like, I know there's a ball hockey league, like the National Ball Hockey League that's kind of popping up everywhere. Have you looked into doing anything like that, or?
We've had some requests. We've had requests for that and for sled or sledge hockey.
Oh, that'd be
that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be unreal.
Yeah, so, like, some things that we're definitely looking into. We're trying to... I'm so particular about the product in terms of like the tournament that we put out that I don't want to just like open the floodgates and get too big too quickly, because I want to make sure that, you know, everybody's not going to have the best experience. Like somebody's going to, you know, like not win a game or get hurt but the things that I can control, like we're going to control and make sure that we are putting out the best product in terms of the tournament. So I want to make sure that that's like number one for us.
John, we need to build a bandy rink in Nashville.
That's so. Cookie and I have jumped into doing a couple different reaction videos. So Australia, let me tell you, Australia. There's no bigger All Angles podcast fan group like Australia right now.
Yep.
But the next thing we were looking at is bandy, and I don't think I've ever seen a version of hockey that looks more fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever seen it. They play it on something the size of a soccer field, and
I think I've seen that. Like just the huge rinks.
Yeah, and it's like they play with like field hockey sticks and a ball and a huge net. It almost looks like your old gym when you played hockey in gym class.
They haul.
Yeah.
They're all fast.
Let me tell you, my 46-year-old ass would not be stopping 18-year-olds out on that area. It's too wide open, man. There's too much room.
I can imagine the conditioning that you need for that.
God, no.
It looks pretty awesome, but I mean, so with you said everybody's a volunteer. A lot of people want to get involved for something like this, for a sport that's growing tremendously, whether it be ice hockey or roller hockey. And you know, it's funny with me and Cookie being lifelong people in hockey, seeing where it was when we were kids to where it is now, and the growth continues. How do people what can people do to help get involved on any level, and what kind of ways are you always looking for people to help get involved with the Wish Cup?
A couple of things. When it becomes event week, like the week that we're actually putting on and running, there's never no such thing as too much help. Like, we always have a need for something, whether it's cleaning up after skills, or having a scorekeeper, or having somebody run a booth. Like, we can always use those hands on deck there. And then during the year, like, we're constantly searching for sponsors, whether that's somebody that's willing to donate product for us to give away at the event, stuff for the all-stars, somebody that wants to help us purchase the rink time, whatever that is. Like, we are always on the hunt for sponsors, and always on the hunt for anybody that wants to donate their time or to help. Here's a great example of this. Like, Strive, I don't know if you've seen, he's like Nasher's editor. He's helped us with so many videos and so many things that we need edited, and he does it all for what's the word? Like, it's not community service, but like, you have to have so much
like pro bono hours, kind of
pro
stuff
bono,
like,
like within your fraternity, like, to turn that in.
Cool.
So like, we've signed so many like volunteer hour forms, like, for people to turn in for school or for fraternity or whatever that is. Like, we can always use the help in almost any aspect.
Yeah, I was just looking at your sponsor page here, and you've got great options for someone, including the kind of setting up your own custom program here. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely link this page on the in the description of the video here.
Here's another thought, and this is actually just kind of popped off the head, and I was looking. I was thinking about with cookie season coming up here. I mean, with the tournaments, both of them taking place in the summer, is it something, like you said, I mean, because of the most of the kids are in the school years and stuff like that. I mean, Cookie, I don't even know if this is something that could happen through the ACHA. I mean, is this something where there might even be able to host an ACHA showcase tournament or something like that with getting people involved?
It would. I think there's a possibility, given the getting the right people involved, like Colby, but from our side of things too, in the league and all that, you do something during the season. Obviously, getting the guys together.
Yeah.
Just my team, like John said, my team's got 26 out of 28 are Canadian, so getting them back down to Missouri or to Nashville or whatever it is would be tough. Not to say they wouldn't do it, because I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not hard getting to Nashville, man. People
I would say they do it because they probably have a blast. But yeah, putting together a showcase, an ACHA Wish Cup showcase during the season could be a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah,
because that's a good way also to get all these kids to start talking about the big roller tournament.
And I think, and I don't want to speak out of line here, I think you would have a better shot of something that, at least in the initial stages, with the ACHA as opposed to the NCAA. It might lead up to that, but for sure you would have that with the ACHA, because frankly, I mean, we're always looking for something new to do. I mean, we're going to a Chicago showcase this coming season. It's going to be a blast. So yeah, I think that'd be fun, especially given the location.
Colby, how sick would that be? You end up hosting a tournament where you got like Michigan, Notre Dame, Penn State, and like Denver all coming to play at a Wish Cup college hockey tournament. That wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Sick.
Hey,
one idea that I was thinking about.
Don't downplay Drury University, dude. Come on.
I was also thinking about doing like one of those summer draft skates, like where you get like the Beauty League or something like that, but have it Nashville based, because how many like pros are like hanging out in Nashville?
That would be unreal
across the year.
That would be super cool. Yeah, that would be super cool. Get some
the Beauty League could blast too.
Yeah, I've been up there a couple times for it.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
So obviously we had our summer over now. When does everything open up for registration for the next set of tournaments?
So we're slowly rolling out like our 26 information. But registration for the big Nashville tournament is going to open, I believe it's October 1st. So we give teams, plenty of time for us to plan, and we're really looking forward to it.
Are there any new? you know, I know you mentioned you're always kind of brainstorming things, but right off the bat, are there, and I don't know if this is even possible considering how you've kind of set it up. It sounds pretty great already, but any new divisions, maybe, well, actually, here's one, women's division, things like that. Girls?
Yeah. So this past summer we held our very first women's division.
Very cool.
But we're looking to really grow that and kind of showcase them, because I don't know if you've seen them like at State Wars or NARCH or anywhere, but like those girls are gross. They can
nasty.
play some hocky.
And the women
it's
came,
unreal.
Gross is a good thing when we're talking about hockey, by the way.
yeah. Women hockey is one of the fastest growing sports in the country for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch. So I really want to grow that. We've got our rookie division for the adults. And then, you know, we'll see what else we can come up with. But
the more the better.
If it crosses my desk and it makes sense, like, we'll try it. If it doesn't work, you know, oh well, we won't do it again.
Yeah, it's just 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a win-win getting the girls involved, because a lot of girls will get on boys. Like a lot of girls when they grew up playing hockey had to play on boys teams because they didn't have the options and stuff. But now women's hockey, like Cookie said, it's just blowing up right now. And like you watch these PWHL games and like, not that I ever thought they couldn't, but like you put them in now on a professional stage and you're like, holy crap, there was another level.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
This whole time. So, and I mean, there's a lot of female players that are also becoming influencers in their own right as well. So I mean, there's like you say, it's awesome that you're so willing to like say, hey man, this is like kind of a new thing. Let's take a look at it. And like you said, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it's a lot better than saying, oh yeah, we thought about it, we just didn't think it would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you had any huge flops as far as ideas?
Honestly, no, not that I can think of. We've been, anything that we do, I kind of put it out to like my core friend group, and then I'll put it out to our board and just get a feeler for what they think. But we haven't had any. Yeah, I mean, like it's not like we've spent like 10 grand trying to bring, you know, this random influencer in, and like they just showed up and were jerks to everybody, or like we haven't had any big missteps like that. Like I'm sure something's coming. Like nothing's gonna be all perfect every time we do everything, but you know, take it as we get it.
It's funny, when we were talking to Tanner, I was asking Tanner, I'm like, how is it with those guys? Are they good dudes? And Cookie's like, stop right there. They're hockey guys. They're good dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an easy one. They're hockey guys. They're good.
So, you know, as we get close to wrapping it up here, what's a couple of your favorite stories that have happened throughout the years for these tournaments?
Really just watching it grow. Something that, like I mentioned it earlier, it was just a passion project. We wanted to do something to donate back to this chapter and to see kind of, you know, what we could do with it. And now it's becoming a full-time job managing it. Mm-hmm. Like we're going to open registration, and like I'm excited to see kind of how it runs wild. You know, I talked about Forsberg coming last year, and that was a really cool moment. Not having, like just having him reach out to us to get involved with it, to see like that was really cool.
He's a
and like he
guy.
showed up. Yeah, he's a hockey guy. Like he showed up, and like the line of kids wanting an autograph from him was crazy. I was like, you know, like anytime you want to go, like it's okay. And he signed every last autograph before he left. Like
I'm
that
sure
was
he was
awesome.
happy to do it too.
Hockey guy.
Yeah, absolutely. But like we didn't ask him to do any of that. Like he
volunteered.
showed up and he did it. Like
It speaks
really cool.
speaks volumes to your tournament too, and to what you're doing, that he reached out to you. Because I'm sure you can imagine the requests that come in for these guys all the time, and the amount of stuff they're just like, you're out of your mind. Like, there's no way I would do this. But them reaching out to you to come and be a part of this it's such an awesome thing.
You're doing something right for sure.
Yeah, and we're excited about kind of where we can take it this year and who we can get involved. But I really want to bridge that gap more, like with those NHL guys, those influencers, and whatever format we come up with, like just have it be something that kids like can't wait to go see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing, man. And you know, congratulations on the success and the growth of it. And seeing that registration opens up in about 6 weeks for you. You know, I'm sure the public is going to miss you because you're going to be doing that and coaching and working and getting ready for everything. But you know, keep everything going. I know
to your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you this was something you kind of started with your wife too, right? Like
it was a family thing that we just.
That's cool.
I was like, you know, what do you think about it? Like, let's try it, see how it goes. Of course, it was only a couple hours the first day or the first time, and it's grown. So
that's awesome. That's 2 for 2, Cookie. I mean, with the guy that started the Snowdrop Foundation, they initially wouldn't let him do it because of his duties as a DJ. Like, he was a DJ in Houston, where it's like a major market, and then his wife is like, "Well, I'm not under contract." Yeah. So I mean, you know, when you have that right person by your side to help out, like, what a tremendous
so cool.
difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes and everything. So, you know, definitely kudos to her and like congratulations to her for all the success and everything this is going. I know when we're done here, I'm sure Cookie and I will have a phone call in the next couple days where we're like, how can we jump in on this and like be a part of it, because it's such a cool thing. And you know, we look forward to seeing more about it. And you know, obviously I got to get out there, especially since now we've talked to one guy and I already know Johnny, and it would just be cool to get out there and see these things in person.
Well, and like you said, not the least of which the fact that it's Nashville. I mean, it's
it's such a draw. Like you can, like we'll have teams that will come literally for the youth weekend, the opening weekend, and then they'll stay all week and they won't leave the rink. And then they'll stay and play adult, so they're in Nashville for over a week, and like they're seeing everything here. Like it's just it's
cool,
it's a blast.
It really is a cool town. Like like I said, when I was out there, I just kept going, oh, this is here and this is all close. Especially when you get downtown, like Broadway, everything is right there.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely a cool place. And there's a couple other people we've been wanting to talk to, like a couple people who are actually like full-time musicians down on Broadway down there. So it's just like there's really something of everything there. And I think Nashville, Cookie, correct me if I'm wrong, Nashville's on the list right now where they're trying to put an MLB team?
It always is.
Oh, is it one of those like?
They talk about it every year.
It always is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just move the Rays there, man. They don't have a stadium anymore, and St. Petersburg is a crap hole. So, like, get them out of there and bring them up to Nashville. Why not? So, but you know, Colby, we appreciate you taking the time to do this. And we look forward to seeing more of it. Like I said, I guarantee you're going to get an email from me one of these days saying, "Okay, here's an idea Cookie and I came with. Can we do it? Or are you into it?"
Yeah, absolutely. I love those emails.
And then honestly, like anybody else who watches this, I'm sure we're all going to be sharing this a lot just to get more word out about it. If you have ways you wanted to take part, you wanted to volunteer, you wanted to enter your team, there is a contact. There is a contact on the Wish Cup website, which is actually how I reached out to Colby. Is I didn't even try and like find somebody who had a direct email. He's the guy. He's the guy who answers the emails on top of it there, and. You know, so definitely go and follow the Wish Cup on all social medias. Follow his media page. It's MD Designs, right?
The MD Media.
The MD Media, where it's just like I said, I was just like, no way that's him, because I've been following your work. Your media work is tremendous, and I love it. By the way, you started it because of hockey.
There you go.
So anything that's going to be hockey connected is immediately approved by the hockey community there for sure. So. But, you know, we definitely appreciate taking the time, and we look forward to seeing more of this for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. John, by the way, go ahead and make our reservations. I was looking up. I couldn't remember where Jeremy and I ate when we were there for league meetings, but now I remember the Party Fowl. We got to go to Party Fowl and have our Nashville hot chicken. So.
Oh, you got to go to Hattie B's. Party Fowl is down here. Hattie B's is up here.
Oh, damn.
Like, we go...
Hearing it from the local now.
When we were there...
We probably go there every 3 weeks. It's so good.
Man, now I feel bad. Everybody told us to go to Party Fowl.
Well, here's the best thing. Next time there's league meetings, you get to avoid the rest of the hubbub, and you go to Hattie B's while everyone goes to Party Fowl.
Oh, yeah. We were there. It was thoroughly entertaining because we got to watch them try and throw a drunk out of the bar, and it just was not going well.
We appreciate it, Colby, man. Take it easy.
Bye, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
You didn't have to say bye yet, Cookie. We're not done.
All right,
it's only been an hour. We got 45 minutes left.
Oh, God. I forgot. God.
But that's 2 episodes in a row. We had people doing huge things on totally different angles. But still, you know, at the end of the day, like he finds something to say, okay,
Yeah.
well, this happened for us. It was great. And we are now, here's how we're going to give back and find ways to help other people.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And that's crazy. Forsberg reaching out to him.
Well, and you said it best. It says a lot about the tournament he's putting on, but it says a lot about him as a person, Colby as a person, and his wife, and what they're doing. And you know, you don't get that unless you're a good person. And we, you know, we joke about being hockey guys, and obviously,
I was about to say, does that he's a bona fide hockey guy now?
Yeah. Well, and again, we say it, and there's 99% validity to that. Obviously, with the 1% we hear about that we don't want to associate with, but you can't avoid it. But you know, 99% of the time, hockey guys are that. I mean, that's you know, good guys doing it for the right reasons, and you see that, and you know, Philip Forsberg sees that in Colby and what Colby and his wife are doing on behalf of their son, and it's special in so many ways. You know, we talked about Kleiner last week, Kevin Klein, and what he and his wife Trish did because of meeting Chelsea in particular, but all these kids, but Chelsea was the main part of it. And you know, they didn't have the biological direct, you know, link, but they definitely became family, and Colby had it directly as, you know, biological link to that scenario. And they, you know, they found their niche, if you will, for lack of a better term, of how to, you know, give back and pay it forward. And that's what, you know, Kevin and Trish have done, paying it forward through the foundation. That's what Colby and his wife are doing, paying it forward through Wish Cup. And I can only see it just exploding. I hope it does, you know, whether they're directly involved or not. I hope that concept spreads throughout the country, and there are Wish Cups in particular, as I said, in NHL markets, because if you can get the NHL teams helping you and backing you on that, that just goes a long way, obviously. But even in you know, NHL markets, let it rip. You know,
it's such a cool thing, and to do it through sport just makes it easier, because it's not necessarily something tangible. It's not like something you're holding in your hands, but it's something you're able to do to say, okay, this is what I did, and it's helping out, and I got to have fun doing it.
It gives an easy backdrop to put forth the word you're trying to put forth.
Yeah.
The hockey tournament's just, you know, a vessel, if you will. God, I'm sounding even deeper than normal. Well,
yeah, it's actually a really good point, though.
It's just it's the tool, if you will. It's the tool to get the word out and the message out to support, in this case, Make-A-Wish Foundation. You know, Kevin and Trish, it's the marathons, the ultra marathons, and all that. That's the tool, and now the documentary, to get the word out and get the fundraising for, in their case, you know, the research and the scholarships, and the Make-A-Wish case, to give these kids that moment. The moment you and I talk about a lot, that moment.
Yeah,
you know, it's so important, and especially for these kids, man. Like Colby said, Asher will never forget that.
Hey, that's so cool what he was saying. Like, you know, it happened when he was 4 years old, and then he's 10 years old, still bringing out the book. And,
I mean, I can totally envision that. I mean, I obviously, thank God, never had to go through that myself, but I can totally envision myself being that.
Yeah,
you know, having that experience and then reliving it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's a real great thing, and like now the whole family's involved. I'm sure Asher is just a blast at these things, because you know,
freaking celebrity, I bet.
Yeah, dude, and it's like
legend.
You know, and I mean, you just look at the whole journey for Colby. I mean, he wasn't a hockey guy growing up, and he just started playing, and the addiction to hockey just kicked in immedially with him, and he's like, oh, we're gonna do this, this.
I will reiterate something I said a couple times throughout that interview. Is, you know, as we just said, like hockey, you know, hockey guys, hockey people in general, good guys doing it for the right reasons. There is no greater creature on this planet than a hockey mom.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. I don't care. And I say no offense to other sports, but I'm sorry if you're offended, because there is no stronger, more powerful creature on this planet than a hockey mom.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything away from the other parents with the other sports.
No.
But And he's not including the hockey moms that interfere and jump on the ice and go crazy.
I know you're putting that clip in.
Oh my God. The sad part is like, which one do I choose?
Exactly.
But that's a parental sport problem in general. And I think we talked about that in one of our earlier episodes of this, the kind of chaos they're causing. But I mean, but yeah, it's such a cool thing. And Cookie, I know you didn't see a lot of the videos, and I hope you take the time to go and look at some of the stuff. And you're gonna even more so be like, holy shit, like this is cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. You know, I should have said it while he's here, so he kind of gets an idea. Not that he probably gives a shit. Let's be honest. Well, actually, he does. I mean,
he's a hockey guy.
He's a hockey guy. I don't downplay it, but all the 99%, I keep using that term, of the people you mentioned, you know, that were there as the influencers, never heard of them, because I don't follow that. I don't get into that. And the only reason I even know about Schiavo is through you. Mm-hmm. Obviously now know Tanner through our interview, but you know, all these guys you talk about, Nasher, I have no clue who Nasher is, and you guys talked about him more than anything. Not a clue. So
yeah, and I'll send you some stuff on Nasher. Nasher seems
I'm sure my players know every single one of these people you mentioned.
100%. I mean, Nasher's a guy, like anytime the EA puts out their new NHL game, he's the main guy to do like the reviews on it. I'm pretty sure like the EA actually works with him directly to do things, and he went on YouTube because he started YouTube as playing video games online for NHL. I don't think he was playing hockey before. I don't think he grew up playing hockey. He's from the Columbus area. And he's just like, his reactions are great. Like he's yelling and screaming like he's watching a game in person. And his channel just blew up, and then he just started getting involved with hockey things. And then he started playing roller, and like kind of the GoPro thing where Colby was talking about was doing that. And then his channel and everything he's doing was working so well. He literally just built a rink.
That's so cool. And like I said, if any of those guys are watching this, don't be offended that I as John knows, that's not what I do or watch on social media. In fact, I've made it very clear, even on this channel, that when I get home from work, whether it's from hockey work or my other job, I shut down from hockey pretty much. I don't touch it.
Cookie's also pretty old. He comes from a journalism background, and he was there interviewing people when Lincoln was shot.
Wow.
And so, you know, he's just a little.
You're only 3 years younger than me.
I know, but Cookie clearly didn't see that coming, because usually he has a lot quicker retort.
Just because my next birthday starts with a 5 doesn't mean that you're not still just 3 years younger than me.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I am definitely on the other side of the 40s now. So
yeah, you are.
At this point, it doesn't matter anymore. It's all the same.
I am creeping up on the half century.
I think the way I look at it is
like saying 50 isn't just horrible, although it doesn't feel phenomenal.
Yager's still playing.
But saying half century, good Lord.
That's rude. Don't do that to yourself.
I just did that to myself.
That's a war you cannot wage on yourself there, Cookie.
I've already done it. It's over.
My whole thought about that's funny, because like I look at it as when you're 46 to 60, you're basically everybody's the same age.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah.
You can still like, you know, I'll go out on a limb and say like we don't look or act our ages. Like we can still skate, we can still get out there and muck it up.
Age, but
well, let me tell you, when I grunt just getting up in the morning, that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
But like once you hit 60, that's a new level of depression I'm not prepared for.
I kind of had this conversation a few weeks ago with Jen, our beloved Jen, who we interviewed with Adam that day, or Julie.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
Julie.
Oh, Julie. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why Jen was in my brain. Julie. Sorry, Julie. God.
Sorry, Jen.
Yeah, sorry, Jen. Who was I thinking of? Anyways, and she was saying something about, you know, how in the conversation with how much older she is, because she doesn't mind saying it. She said it. She's 57. I was like, Julie, that literally is only 8 years older than me. Like,
wait, is she really?
Yeah.
There's another one who does. She looks a lot younger.
Oh, she looks younger than I do by a mile. Yeah. Shut up. You didn't need to say a damn thing.
I'm glad you did, because I couldn't even. I had too much. It was overloaded.
But yeah, no, but again, going back to Colby, it's just I said this, we said this about Tanner, and you brought it up, the things we learned about him. I mean, I knew literally nothing, but you knew a bit, and learning about his story and how he's living his life, proving he's doing what he needs to be doing. These are impressive people, man. Super impressive people. And they're, I don't know how old Colby is. I didn't ask him. I suspect he's, late 20s, early 30s, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. He looks pretty young, yeah.
I mean, he said Asher's 10, so yeah.
Maybe mid to late 30s, but he just looks younger.
He looks
younger. Mad at you, Colby?
They all look younger. Yeah, screw you, Colby. But even still, let's say and it's, God, we're sounding like old people now, because let's just for argument's sake say he's 35.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like I'm about to say, because like at still a young age, and all this started at an even younger age with Asher. The resilience and the foresight to do something really special is so incredibly impressive.
Yeah, like honestly, as soon as we end this tonight, I absolutely will still be talking to you, and I already have like thoughts of different things that we can do to get involved. I want to find a way to get out there for both the tournaments, honestly.
And I don't know what my future holds, but I'd love to talk to Colby more and get with people I know. The idea of doing an ACHA Wish Cup thing during the season would be, and we now have the connection in Nashville with the league meetings and all that.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't even sure how that all went, because I remember you saying, like, because you guys have these showcases, so I didn't quite know.
Yeah, they're just pure showcases. They're not tournaments. You're not winning anything. It's nothing like that.
Right. I didn't know if it was something that ACHA puts on, or is it
varies.
One of the local schools?
So it varies. Yeah, the one we are doing is put together by Capper Hockey, Joey Caprio, who you and I've talked about, I think.
Yep.
Capper Hockey, but it's Capper Hockey.
Because he played for the Saints. I think he got there after I left there.
So he has teamed up with the ACHA. His is kind of a joint effort.
Okay.
It's the Capper Hockey, ACHA, whatever he calls it. And then there are other schools that do their own thing. Like even here locally at the Division III level, Missouri State has always held the Route 66 showcase. It's not an ACHA event, but it's ACHA teams, and it still counts in the records and all that.
I was about to ask, like, does it
count? It also
still
counts towards standings, but they just created a showcase to bring multiple teams in. So Maryville University does one. University of Oklahoma was doing one this year. I don't know if it's going through. We were originally supposed to play in that, and we weren't able to.
What schools in Nashville? Like Vanderbilt's close to there.
Vanderbilt, yeah.
Do they have a D1 team?
Not D1, no. Trying to think if there's any D1 schools even in Tennessee.
Well, even if not, it's still a nice middle ground for.
Well, and you could do something at all levels, frankly. If you had the
Colby, we're already working for you here.
Yeah,
we're excited about this.
Yeah, if you had the right location, and you're not going to bring in 30 teams, you bring in. I mean, the one in Chicago is pretty big. I'm surprised. He's got, God, I don't know how many teams he's bringing into that thing. It's a lot. But like,
kudos to him for doing that, because he's still a younger guy.
Yeah, Caprio he is a younger guy. But then like the Maryville one, that's the same, and this is how you know it's, your question of is it an ACHA or not? The Maryville one's the same exact dates as ours in Chicago.
Okay.
Because we would love to have done both if we could, because Maryville is going to have, some phenomenal. Liberty, I think, is that one, or maybe they're at ours. I can't remember. There was kind of a bit of a battle going on to who was going to go where. So, but my good friend, Jeremy and I's good friend, John Hogan, that coaches and runs the Maryville program, he's got some great teams coming in there. He does a good job.
So Maryville hosts that one?
Maryville hosts that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, last year, I think there were 2 separate showcases at the Maryville rink, and I think one of them was purely an ACHA event. I think this one is a Maryville event.
Cool.
So
it's awesome to see how the ACHA.
That's a long-winded version to answer your question, but I think in this scenario, I think it would need to be, for a lot of reasons, an ACHA event alongside, Colby and Wish Cup, kind of like what Caprio does in Chicago, a combined kind of event. And I think it would be great. Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. You bring in, I don't know, maybe 6 D1 teams and maybe 6 teams at each level, maybe even have, potentially, 6 teams would be great. And then, have a women's division and, just do it up, man. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Now, it's cool the way Colby does things. Like, he definitely, you could tell he thinks outside the box in these tournaments. Like, he has the All-Star game with these guys that come in. And, like, just think of how cool it would be. Like, you have all these ACHA guys, and then you do, like, a skills competition mixed in with maybe, like a Schiavo or Pavel Barber, and then you get some of the ACHA guys, and, like, you make it a major event would be...
It'd be fun.
And it's something, honestly, college hockey, both ACHA and NCAA, really need, because like you start mixing those guys up, it's going to grow.
Well, and that goes back to what I said. I think the easiest way to, and there's nothing easy about it, but the easiest way to start it would be with the ACHA.
Yeah.
We don't have, yes, we follow NCAA rules. We have our own, pretty strict guidelines on things, but at the same time, it would be easier to pull something like this off.
Well, the ACHA is much more of a strict business.
Yeah, but
not the ACHA. The NCAA is much more of a regulated business.
Also, ACHA. It's not what.
Well, yeah,
ACHA you were in years ago. I can tell you that much.
Oh God, no! The ACHA I was in years ago. We didn't even have to have like matching uniforms.
We can say, we can all have our times where we're not totally frustrated, but that's any business at any level. But they do a phenomenal job, and it's run incredibly well by some great people.
Yeah, and I wasn't even like saying it wasn't. I was just saying as far as like how open it is to do things.
That's kind of where I was going. It's easier, even though it's still run basically as strict as the NCAA. The NCAA will still have other rules in place, literally by law. I think in a lot of them that that would make it tougher at first until all that's kind of sorted out. And then again, it's also I think you'll have an easier time. And I could be completely wrong on this from the NCAA side of things. I think you would have an easier time of getting ACHA teams, especially if you get the right ones, wanting to go, as opposed to convincing NCAA teams to put this hole in their schedule and do this. It would kind of like with ACHA, frankly, it would depend on who's going. If I'm a Denver showing up to play, some garbage team, I'm not going to want to go. It's got to be the right opponents, and that's where we, our Chicago thing. There's a pretty big gap in levels, but we got to kind of give our preferences of who we play, and Caprio, does a really good job and bases it off of rankings from previous years and all that stuff. So we were able to get, a top 5, top 10 schedule, and not have to play lower end teams that are also going to be there. They're going to play each other. And then we're going to play these guys up here.
Well, and you need to, like, being a team who's going to be ranked higher, especially after the year you did last year, you got to think, like, strength of schedule matters.
Yeah.
For you guys. So you can't go.
No, but I think if there was an opportunity to get, and I think it's good for the ACHA, as you rightfully mentioned, because, and I don't know if you're aware of this, because you knew a lot of those SEC type schools that had left and went off to College Hockey Federation, CHF. Yeah, College Hockey Federation. Well, they're back. The grass wasn't greener, as we all knew.
They all came back?
Pretty much. A lot, not the Northeast schools necessarily, but quite a few of them did. But Georgia's back. A lot of those schools.
No kidding. Because I've been seeing some of them posting their schedules with the other teams, but they don't put the ACHA logo on their public posts.
No, and there's no requirement to. So
I know, but it's just like.
So a lot of those teams are back. So having something in Nashville is good for the ACHA to build again more in that region too.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt, Jeremy and I talked about it. Like Vanderbilt would be a cool spot because you're in Nashville. If you could get a decent, but I mean, Vanderbilt's also an incredibly high level institution. I mean, it's borderline Ivy League. It's a high level. So you're talking getting ultra smart kids in there as well. I don't know where.
You're worried about recruiting there, Cookie?
Not really. Not with Jeremy.
Yeah, no kidding.
But like, I don't know where Tennessee Volunteers play because they've got hockey.
Where is Tennessee? Is that in Knoxville?
Knoxville. So I'm assuming they play wherever the Havoc play. But I don't know.
No, Huntsville. Huntsville's Alabama.
Yeah, Knoxville does have a team though. What is that?
Oh, the Ice Bears.
Ice Bears, yes. So I don't know even where the Ice Bears, like if there's a practice facility there, because I'm sure whatever arena they're in is multi-purpose.
It's got to be multi-purpose.
So I mean, practice has become a bit of a pain in the ass. But again, we're as usual digressing a bit from the original thing. But I think it'd be a really cool thing, and I would love to kind of work with Colby getting the word out. And it's one of those things that's probably 2-3 years away, maybe next year. Obviously not this year, potentially next year. And again, having the connection now, because we moved for years, the ACHA League meetings were in Florida.
Yep,
and,
I remember that.
Yeah, and the last
they're down in Naples, right?
Naples, yeah. The place in Naples where they used to host it got bought and torn down, and then there was hurricane damage and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's true too.
And it was just uber.
It's not easy for Nashville's in the middle.
Nashville's easy. That's another reason why the national tournament's got a 5-year deal in St. Louis. It's central. It's easy to get to. But Nashville is now the home of our league meetings in March or May or April, whenever it is. I don't even remember off the top of my head. And
but this shows the impact of the Wish Cup too, because I knew a little bit about it. You knew minimal to nothing.
Had, quite frankly,
about it.
Heard of it.
Yeah, until Tanner and I were talking about it when we had him on.
But again, sorry to interrupt. As you said, it goes back to not only do I not follow all those guys, I don't follow because the primary part of that is the inline.
Yeah.
And I don't follow inline. So yeah.
But that's the thing, you learn just a little bit about it, and I learned a little bit more about it, and it's just for something like that, it's hard to not get excited and say, okay, how can we get involved? And now the last 20 minutes we've been sitting here saying, how can you
create a showcase? We've done it.
Yeah, we've already built it, Colby. We got it.
Done. We're good. Yeah. Ford Center, here we come.
But you know what? That comes down to the legitimacy of the event, how Colby talks about it, and the passion behind it. It's impossible to not get pumped up about something like that, and it's just such a cool thing. And like I said, this coming May, obviously it's hard to make specific plans without knowing the future, but it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm putting it on my calendar. I want to see a way I can get out there.
I know for a fact you could get most of the top ACHA programs to that. Liberty would come, Maryville would come, Adrian would come. Again, because that central location. Huh?
I said Drury would come.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that was kind of a given.
Yeah.
Because of that central location, there's 4 teams just right off the bat that are, we finished 8. So top.
Liberty's actually not even a far drive from Nashville because
and we're not that far either. From where we are. Adrian's in Michigan. It's just going almost
straight down
south. Yeah.
How far are you guys from Michigan or from Nashville? 7-8 hours?
I don't remember. Again, I didn't go on to that. I didn't get to go to league meetings this year because my other job. But I went.
But either way, man, it's an exciting thing. It's an awesome tournament. Cookie and I went on one of our All Tangents podcast tangents here, but it's involving what we were talking about because it's such a cool tournament, and what a phenomenal job Colby and his wife have done, and all the people involved, and all the big time people coming down there to take part in it, and they look forward to it because I remember they were all posting on it, and it's something where it's like I said, it's we hear about it's okay, now it's how do we get involved, how do we do something there. Well, even the broadcast, I was making the joke about the broadcast, but he's talking about that would be so fun.
Well, like I said, as we were talking to him, I pulled up that broadcast because I found it. I did a quick search, and I found that championship game. And obviously, I wasn't fully paying attention because we're still talking, but I was mainly just looking. I wasn't watching necessarily the hockey. I was looking at the setup and the atmosphere and how it looked. And I mean, there were a ton of people there. You could see the tent set up for whatever sponsors or anything that were going on. The venue was beautiful. I mean, it looks like it's in a park surrounded by a forest. It's just gorgeous.
Oh, really? I haven't even looked that much into it. I'll have to see it.
Freaking gorgeous, man. So yeah, it looked really, really neat. And they, the broadcast was cool. They had the center ice cam, and they had goalie cams, like GoPros on the glass kind of thing, and
that's awesome.
Stuff like that. It's cool.
That's the advantage of Colby right there. I mean, he works. What's funny is his quality is really good. His video stuff he puts out is really solid. So I thought maybe that's what his main job in life was. and so like he's able to do broadcast. But to know he actually did it, just getting involved because of him getting in hockey, is a pretty cool thing for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, look forward to us getting involved in it.
I will start up the business plan for ACHA Wish Cup here later this evening. It'll be
Cookie and I are going to have another teleconference and try and figure out the way to make something happen. But
I'll have that business plan on the desk of Craig Barnett tomorrow morning.
There you go.
This is that's not happening, by the way, but I do want to. I would love to pursue this. Joking.
And this is our 19th episode. I can't believe that, actually. When I was making the Dropbox for the last episode, I'm like, I went back and looked. I'm like, did we miss a couple?
I keep putting the episode number on the thumbnails. I'm going to start forgetting, so I'm probably taking that off because we're getting to the point now where we're getting pretty deep into this, and I'm going to forget what number we're on, so I'm just going to stop putting that on there.
It's great because we talked about in the beginning where I was giving the stats, and like most people don't make it past 3 episodes, and like
we're headed to 20.
We've grown over 300 new subscribers. We would love to get that next 400 to hit that next tier.
We could get there if friends and family went and subscribed.
They're not interested in us. At this point, I don't even have to worry about them hearing it because they're not watching. But for a 20th episode, I kicked the idea around to Cookie about saying, hey, man, maybe let's just go live on Sunday. And to promote it, we'll see if we can figure that out. I don't know. Cookie's raising his hand right now.
We've finally got a comment on the Kevin Klein one. I don't know who that is, but
there we go. Yeah. And which that episode still resonates. I've watched it a couple times just because of what it was. But
by the way, I still get teary-eyed at that same spot.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I didn't realize you were until I was editing. I was like, "Oh, damn, dude!" I was like, "I'm the one that held it together."
I told you later that night after we were done. I wasn't joking when I said I was sweating so much because it was hot in here, and thankfully the temperature's going down outside, and so it's not as bad. I was sweating so much, the sweat and the tears were mixed, so I thought I got away with it, but I know I didn't.
Well, I didn't notice it until when I was editing. I could hear it in your voice.
Yeah. And
like I didn't say anything because I knew if I talked,
I was watching you. When you were saying that, and I'm like, we're both screwed right now.
I think you're watching like
in the best way, but
yeah. And I was just like, and like, cause I just didn't, and I knew if I talked, the floodgates would have opened. I would have had a bug. It would have been
you'd have been cracking, and
it's just one of those things. Like like it's not our foundation or anything, but just the story behind it is just so emotional.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and Kevin, he's told it 1,000 times, and it hits him the same
every time. I cannot. And again, we said it a million times. I can't wait for this to go public so everybody can see it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is that's what I really wanted about that episode to become really popular. Nothing for us. Like, we want our episodes to go popular for us, selfishly, of course. Yeah. This episode had nothing to do with it. It was about that story, the foundation, and the documentary coming out.
Getting eyeballs on that documentary.
Yeah, and, like, just trying to get more people to watch it. I'm going to link it as the video at the end of this one. It's just such a... The documentary, we're two of the very few people that have had the benefit of seeing it, and it's amazing. And
bring your tissues.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of the movies I think of when I was inspired to do my MS documentary, and just like I'm not going to have it look that professional, but I want to really just do as good of a job as he does telling the story, which is what it's all about. But yeah, it's a great thing, and I would hope that maybe we can get some people to talk about that if we do the live episode. I have to figure out the logistics of that. To be honest with you, I mean, it was an idea I had. It was an idea I had as I sent Cookie the link for this today. So.
I'm scared.
I'm not scared of us. I'm scared of the people that know us.
Oh, I'm scared of us.
But hey, maybe we could just do one. We'll put on shirts and ties and go breaking news, like our favorite YouTuber.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, I don't have any news to break anyway.
I don't own t-shirts anymore. I don't wear them on the bench.
We appreciate everybody for the 19 episodes. For those that have been coming back, I know there's a lot of the same people watch them every time. We appreciate you guys. To our friends and family, piss off. And
No.
but we do appreciate it. We appreciate the shares and support. Definitely like and comment. It helps the video every time. Like, even if you just go down there and give us a thumbs up emoji. Cookie knows I love those.
Yeah.
And we really do appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing more about the Wish Cup. And definitely look for us at the Wish Cup. Like, we're sunk our teeth into this.
And thank you again to Colby, and thank you to Colby's wife and Asher for sharing Colby with us tonight, so he could tell the story.
Yeah, especially when we just learned that, like, how limited his time is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel his pain, man.
Yeah.
Doing multiple jobs, I get it.
But, you know, we appreciate it from everybody, and we'll be coming back to you either live or not live. We'll make a post about it for episode 20, which, that's cool, man. That's a cool thing.
Cool. That is cool, yeah.
So, all right, everybody. Cookie, give us...
Like and subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and share it with your friends.
Just don't share it with our friends, because they won't care.
I'm so freaking sorry that I didn't stay. Didn't mean to run and throw it all away. Brain wishing, hoping that it's not too late.